Hey guys, let's talk about tonight's episode of The Flash. I enjoyed how this episode started with Iris sort of in distress and Barry coming to her rescue. And then they had a cute little exchange, and she's like, okay, I gotta go write about it. And then later on, we find out that she gets her article published on the cover of the newspaper that she works for. This was an okay episode. We got another episode with the Snarts, I should say, and this one had to do with Lenny and Lisa. And, you know, I don't know, this wasn't as strong of an episode for me, but we still had some good stuff going on. We find out in this episode that Lenny isn't as evil as, he tries to make himself out to be, and that he would do just about anything to save his sister. And his father is actually the one who has them doing all these heists, and he actually put a bomb in his own daughter's head. Not going to win the Father of the Year award for that one. So yeah, we sort of get to see the dynamic between the Snarts, and we realize that this father has never really been a nice man. And at the end of it all, Barry infiltrates and acts as though he's part of this group to to do another heist, and ultimately, Lenny saves Barry, and Lenny shoots his own father. So, it was a good episode, but like the case of the week, which was a heavy case of the week, in my opinion, involving the Snarts, it was just okay. And we had some cute scenes with Lisa and Cisco, because we all know that they've already had a couple episodes in the past where they've been together and they've had some bonding moments, even though she's evil. But, I think that they're a cute little odd pairing, you know what I mean? And he calls her the golden glider, and I don't know, she's always flirting with him. It's just a really cute thing. We got to see the detective, the new detective on the task force. She has, I think her name is Patty, and, her and Barry seem to have some chemistry, and she gives him her number by the end of the episode. So I have a feeling that this is going to move forwards as his new love interest for the season, which is okay with me because she seems all right, a little quirky, a little up Barry's alley, so that's just fine. Of course, we had Iris finding out the truth that her mother is still alive, and apparently she was a junkie, and her father, Joe, lied to Iris when she was young and said that her mother had died, but ultimately she was in rehab and then took off. And she's now returned, and what is this going to mean for Iris? And I actually liked the way that the show handled it. They didn't have Iris storming off, having a hissy fit, which I'm sure that last season they probably would have had her do. But in this season, she was like, I understand, Dad, you were doing this for me and you were trying to protect me. So I thought it was very mature, and they've really evolved Iris's character, and I'm liking that. So, we'll see what happens with this mother storyline and how Iris is going to act moving forwards. And my dread was that, okay, Joe is going to tell Barry's going to keep it from Iris. There's going to be another secret between the two of them. And here we go again, back to season one with Iris out of the know and everybody else knowing her business or stuff that's going on around her. And she's just not aware of it. But I'm glad that the show nipped that in the bud right away. We also had some good scenes with Joe Garrick, and he was working on the wormhole in this episode, and it looks like he found a way that he could get back to his Earth 2. And Caitlin was really cute at the end because she didn't want him to go, obviously, because she totally has a crush on him. And I think that they're actually kind of cute. So he decides he's going to stick around for a little bit to try to figure out how, I think, to catch the speed, or no, it was to catch Zoom. And then once he figures that out, he's going to go back to his home planet. So let's face it, I'm sure the wormhole is going to close and he won't be able to make it back or something like that. And then, of course, we had Dr. Stein passing out on the floor again. And then he stood up, and then all these, the firestorm started coming out of him. And then it was like ice or something. And so, they're trying to figure out, or it turned blue. And so they're trying to figure out what is going on with him. But that's how, that storyline ends. So obviously not very good for him. Whatever transition he's going through, that can't be good. And then at the end, we find out that the wormhole has brought somebody else through. And who is it? A Dr. Wells lookalike. Is it Dr. Wells? Probably not, but it's somebody who looks very much like him. Is he good? Is he evil? God only knows. And it should be interesting to find out what happens when we learn what his ulterior motives are for arriving here. So that's pretty much it for me. I like, Barry was fine in this episode, but we didn't really move the plot forwards. It kind of felt like a bit of a filler episode, even though there was a bit going on, but we didn't really advance the main storyline any further than, yes, now somebody else has arrived back in Star's lab, but we didn't really move forwards with that storyline. So we'll see what happens next week. All right, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next week.